Hello, welcome to our Master of the Bible quiz channel. It's a pleasure to have you here. Today's Bible quiz consists of 25 questions and will test your general knowledge of the Bible. Those who participate in this quiz are helping many people in need both materially and spiritually. And here, you'll also learn a lot. Are you ready for the challenge? Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to receive more challenges like this one. In the end, there are two things you need to do. Share your score in the comments and challenge your friends and family. Now, let's get started. Question 1. Which book of the Old Testament describes the creation of the world and humanity? A. Genesis. B. Exodus. C. Leviticus. D. Numbers. The correct answer is A. Genesis. Read Genesis 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Question 2. Who was the first king of Israel? A. Saul. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Joshua. The correct answer is A. Saul. Read 1 Samuel 10 verse 1. Then Samuel took a flask of oil and poured it on Saul's head and kissed him, saying, Has not the Lord anointed you ruler over his inheritance? Question 3. Who was the father of Moses? A. Amram. B. Aaron. C. Joshua. D. Miriam. The correct answer is A. Amram. Read Exodus 6 verse 20. And Amram took for himself Jochebed, his father's sister, as a wife, and she bore him Aaron and Moses. Question 4. Which of Jesus' disciples betrayed him? A. Peter. B. John. C. Judas. D. Thomas. The correct answer is C. Judas. Read Matthew 26 verses 47 to 50. While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. The one I kiss is the man, arrest him. Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, Greetings, Rabbi, and kissed him. Question 5. Who was chosen by God to lead the people of Israel in the conquest of the Promised Land? A. Moses. B. Joshua. C. Caleb. D. Gideon. The correct answer is B. Joshua. Read Joshua 1 verses 1 to 2. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses my servant is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them. Question 6. Which prophetic book of the Old Testament is known for its apocalyptic visions? A. Isaiah. B. Jeremiah. C. Daniel. D. Ezekiel. The correct answer is C. Daniel. Read Daniel 7 verses 2 to 3. Daniel spoke, saying, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven were stirring up the great sea. And four great beasts came up from the sea, each different from the other. Question 7. Who was Isaac's wife? A. Leah. B. Rachel. C. Sarah. D. Rebecca. The correct answer is D. Rebekah. Read Genesis 24 verse 67. Then Isaac brought her into the tent of Sarah his mother and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Question 8. Which psalm begins with, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want"? A. Psalm 23. B. Psalm 1. C. Psalm 119. D. Psalm 37. The correct answer is A. Psalm 23. Read Psalm 23 verse 1, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Question 9. Which prophet declared, "Here am I. Send me," when he saw the Lord's vision in the temple? A. Isaiah. B. Jeremiah. C. Ezekiel. D. Amos. The correct answer is A. Isaiah. Read Isaiah 6 verse 8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here am I, send me." Question 10. Who was the prophet known as the weeping prophet? A. Ezekiel. B. Amos. C. Hosea. D. Jeremiah. The correct answer is D. Jeremiah. Read Jeremiah 9 verse 1. "Oh, that my head were a spring of water and my eyes a fountain of tears. I would weep day and night for the slain of my people." Question 11. Who was the father of John the Baptist? A. Zechariah. B. Simeon. C. Elijah. D. Joachim. The correct answer is A. Zechariah. Read Luke 1 verse 13. "But the angel said to him, 'Do not be afraid, Zechariah, for your prayer has been heard, and your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you shall call his name John.'" Question 12. Who was the first king of Israel? A. Saul. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Samuel. The correct answer is A. Saul. Read 1 Samuel 10 verse 1. "Then Samuel took a flask of oil and poured it on his head and kissed him and said, 'Has not the Lord anointed you to be prince over his people Israel?'" Question 13. Which disciple of Jesus is known as the disciple whom Jesus loved? A. Peter. B. James. C. John. D. Andrew. The correct answer is C. John. Read John 13 verse 23. "One of his disciples, whom Jesus loved, was reclining at table at Jesus' side." Question 14. Who was the prophet who performed miracles, including the resurrection of a widow's son? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Isaiah. D. Micah. The correct answer is B. Elisha. Read 2 Kings 4 verses 32 to 35. "When Elisha came into the house, he saw the child lying dead on his bed. So he went in and shut the door behind the two of them and prayed to the Lord. Then he went up and lay on the child, putting his mouth on his mouth, his eyes on his eyes, and his hands on his hands. And he stretched himself upon him, and the flesh of the child became warm." Question 15. Who is known for building the ark according to God's instructions to save his family and animals from the flood? A. Abraham. B. Noah. C. Adam. D. Enoch. The correct answer is B. Noah. Read Genesis 6 verses 13 to 14, and God said to Noah, I have determined to make an end of all flesh, for the earth is filled with violence through them. Behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Question 16. Who was the biblical character known for his patience even after losing all his possessions and facing severe illnesses? A. Job. B. Moses. C. David. D. Jonah. The correct answer is A. Job. Biblical text, Job 1 verse 21, and he said, Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Question 17. Who was the prophet who performed the miracle of multiplying oil for a debt-ridden widow? A. Elijah. B. Ezekiel. C. Isaiah. D. Jeremiah. The correct answer is A. Elijah. Biblical text, 2 Kings 4 verse 6, and when the vessels were full, she said to her son, Bring me another vessel. And he said to her, There is not another. Then the oil stopped flowing. Question 18. Which is the book that narrates the story of a young Jewish woman who became the queen of Persia and intervened to save her people from destruction? A. Esther. B. Ruth. C. Deborah. D. Abigail. The correct answer is A. Esther. Biblical text, Book of Esther. The story of Esther is found in this book. Question 19. Who was the Israelite leader who led the people in the conquest of Jericho, causing the walls to fall with God's help? A. Joshua. B. Moses. C. Gideon. D. Samuel. The correct answer is A. Joshua. Biblical text, Joshua 6 verse 20, So the people shouted, and the trumpets were blown. As soon as the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted a great shout, and the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they captured the city. Question 20. Who was the king known for his wisdom and for judging a dispute between two women claiming to be the mother of the same baby? A. Saul. B. David. C. Solomon. D. Rehoboam. The correct answer is C. Solomon. Biblical text, 1 Kings 3 verse 28, And all Israel heard of the judgment that the king had rendered, and they stood in awe of the king, because they perceived that the wisdom of God was in him to do justice. Question 21. Who was the prophet who, in a vision, witnessed seraphim proclaiming, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, in the presence of God? A. Isaiah. B. Jeremiah. C. Daniel. D. Ezekiel. The correct answer is A. Isaiah. Biblical text, Isaiah 6 verse 3, And one called to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts, the whole earth is full of his glory. Question 22. Which prophet lived inside a great fish for 3 days and 3 nights after fleeing from the mission God gave him? A. Elijah. B. Jonah. C. Amos. D. Micah. The correct answer is B. Jonah. Biblical text, Jonah 1 verse 17, and the Lord appointed a great fish to swallow up Jonah. And Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Question 23. Who was the man who, according to biblical tradition, lived for 969 years and is known to be the ancestor of many peoples? A. Noah. B. Abraham. C. Enoch. D. Seth. The correct answer is C. Enoch. Biblical text, Genesis 5 verses 23 to 24. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, then he was no more because God took him away. Question 24. Which prophet in a competition on Mount Carmel challenged the prophets of Baal and witnessed the divine fire consuming his sacrifice? A. Elisha. B. Elijah. C. Samuel. D. Amos. Correct answer is B. Elijah. Biblical text, 1 Kings 18 verse 38. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt offering and the wood and the stones and the dust and licked up the water that was in the trench. Question 25. Who was the disciple of Jesus who denied knowing him 3 times before the rooster crowed? A. Peter. B. John. C. James. D. Andrew. The correct answer is A. Peter. Biblical text, Matthew 26 verse 75, and Peter remembered the saying of Jesus, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." And he went out and wept bitterly. I hope you did well in the quiz. Leave your scores in the comments and stay tuned for more biblical challenges in our upcoming videos. To do that, you need to subscribe to the channel. Until next time,